Ja, willkommen zurück, meine Tales-Freunde. So, ich habe mich da gerade wieder nach Needs geportet. Ich habe gerade geschaut, irgendwie, was wir noch so questmäßig oder was haben oder was irgendwie neu gibt, deswegen bin ich da. Ja, was hat denn er für uns, ha? Noch eine Menge zu tun. Oh, du bist. Ja, stimmt. Wir haben viele gute Leute verloren. Du weißt, was man sagt. Lenegis wurde nicht in einer Nacht gebaut. In letzter Zeit bekommt man das Gefühl, dass es wesentlich länger dauern wird, bis sich die Lage wieder entspannt. Warum? Was passiert? Da war dieses Licht, das mit einem lauten Knall vom Himmel stürzte. Natürlich musste ich es untersuchen, also schickte ich jemanden los, aber kam bis jetzt nicht wieder, ha? Yep. Nur Torwin ist dorthin aufgebrochen. Wir haben zu wenig Leute, also konnte ich es mir nicht leisten, mehr loszuschicken. Aber er ist meine rechte Hand und Hilfe beim Wiederaufbau. Jetzt nicht mehr, ha? Jetzt fühlt es sich aber so an, als hätte ich das Gegenteil bewirkt. Ich habe Angst, dass auch er unter meinem Kommando stirbt. Also werden wir nicht zulassen. Wir suchen ihn und bringen ihn zurück. Ich will euch nicht zur Last fallen. Schon okay, wir hatten sowieso vor, das Licht zu untersuchen. Das stimmt. Bla 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 bla. An die Arbeit. Welchen Weg er eingeschlagen hat, ha? Ist mir eigentlich egal. Wir haben einen Questmarker. Hoffentlich.
Did anyone notice Bayfon acting a little strange?
Ah, Gipfel zum Berg, ha? So. Und? Also ist wieder was anderes, oder? Ja, vermisster Liebhaber. Zum Turm am Gipfel des Berg. Wir waren ja schon mal oben, ne? War der scheiß Berg wieder auf jeden Fall nicht da, aber das ist die Werft. Da auch nicht. Da heißt das ist wieder. War der scheiß Berg, hey. Ist er nicht da, oder ne? Ich weiß eh, wo es. Aber ich weiß nicht mehr genau. War der scheiß Berg? Ich war da eh schon mal oben, dann ging es ja nicht weiter, aber wo war denn der Scheiß? Was weiter zurück? Ah, Gebirgspfad. Kann das da, Bergkamm, ha? Na schau, ich bin gar nicht so blöd manchmal, aber ja, wäre natürlich einfacher, wenn er irgendwie so ein scheiß Marker irgendwie. Naja, reden wir nicht drüber, okay? So.
This is where the light fell? What's with this tower? Is it a Danon relic?
No idea. But the astral energy is getting stronger here. The light's definitely in this area.
Ja, kann ich mich bewegen?
Even if it is an agent from Lenegis, I'll blow them away with my astral arts.
Ja. Kann ich mich bewegen? Haben wir die schon mal gemacht? Achso, eh nur Doppelklinge.
Hold on to your art. None shall escape my judgment.
Prepare to be sealed. I'll crush you!
Ah, Junge. Mach doch nicht sowas. Flammenschwung. So, 2 Doppelklingen. Doppeldown.
Looks like it could be worth something.
Oh, na schau.
Someone being attacked?
We have to save them. I won't let them get hurt.
Ja, ja. Was?
One's tough, but we have to.
Level 66? Was bin ich für ein Level? Oh mein Gott, euer Ernst?
Let me know if you need healing.
Ja. Au. Bleib doch mal stehen, ha? So, Schione, Balle mal runter. Na gut. Level 66, ihr seid ihr verrückt? Wollen wir wetten, der lebt dann immer noch? Ha? Hat er 33.000 AP oder irgendwie sowas? Wow. Ja, einer glaube ich down, ha? Jawohl. Ja, willst du mal was machen, Lord, oder nur dastehen, ha? Jawohl. Na gut. Kriegen wir wenigstens 2 Millionen XP dafür. Hier scheinst gerade ganz unversehrt zu sein. Aha. Du scheinst, oder? Das kann halt auch nicht dir. Naja. Das ist gut. Bist du Torwin? Ja, das bin ich, aber wer seid ihr denn? Ja, deine Retter, Junge. Ich erkenne René unter euch. Arbeitet ihr für die? Nein, sonst hätte man dich nicht gerettet. Ihr wollt wohl den Rest von uns Überlebenden auch noch aus dem Weg räumen, was? Bleib zurück.
Well,
Ganz zurück, du musst dir keine Sorgen machen. Wir wollten nur deinen Arsch retten. Du siehst aus wie ein Daenerys, setzt aber Astralart sein. Gibst du dich als René aus? Halt doch die Fresse. Sag einfach Danke. Nein, ich bin genau wie du, Daenerys. Ich bin aus Thessalonia.
Why you?
Lüge mich nicht an, es gibt keine Daenerys, die Astralart einsetzen. Du bist ein Monster.
Why you?
Wie hast du sie gerade genannt? Wow. Wir hätten ihn doch fressen lassen sollen, ha? Ignorieren einfach, Rinwell. Er ist nur ein wenig verunsichert, mehr nicht. Du hast ihn sicher mit deiner Magie überrascht.
yeah.
Außerdem wissen wir alle, was mit Almedria passiert ist. Er kann wahrscheinlich nicht anders als so paranoid zu sein. Ich weiß. Bla bla.
Damn.
Ästhetische Feder, ha? 2.500 XP, naja. So, begib dich zur Spitze des Turms, na gut. Naja. Ich hätte jetzt was skippen wollen, aber ging leider nicht. Ja, here I go.
We got the advantage. Good. We just have to make sure we keep it. Don't worry, take Raw's on. Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Right. You picked the wrong fight.
Oh. Na gut.
I managed to pull through.
So.
Judging by the stench.
Aha, das ist auf einmal ein Weg jetzt, ha?
Are all grown now.
Das Ding ist halt, ja, keine Ahnung. Kommen wir da wieder zu so einem Tempel, dann haben wir eh irgendwie die Arschkarte,
That's
weil...
a pretty tall tower we're looking at climbing.
I'll see you again tomorrow.
Dann werden wir wieder underlevelt sein.
I couldn't eat another bite.
Eating
Aber
is
egal.
one of your great passions.
What? No, it's not.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Stairs. Which way do we go?
I say up. I sense presence is below us, but not as large.
Ja, dann gehen wir erst
Up it
runter.
is then.
Weil es unten nicht so stark ist, ha? Wie weit gehen wir denn da runter? Okay. Ja. Oha. Okay. Was werden die für ein Level haben, ha? Hoffentlich nicht 66 wieder. Das Ding ist einfach... Komme ich zur Kiste, ohne die zu machen? Ja, dann scheiße ich drauf. Auf. Nein! Oh, die sind wirklich 66.
Really bad feeling about this.
Boah. Okay, ich komme nicht mal in die Optionen. Scheiße. Hallo, ist hier Damage. Ah, ich glaube, wir schaffen das, ha? So, jetzt machen gerade. Ja, voll daneben.
I won't give in.
Fang an zum Heilen, Alter. Bitte heil mich. Bitte heil mich. Danke. Also, was ist auf einmal los mit der Scheiße? Ja, ist irgendwie urschlecht geworden, ha? Oh, nice Tornado, ha? Ja, komm, du dummes Stück, Alter, wirklich. Ja, toll. Aua. Was? Hat er mich gerade ge-one-shottet, das scheiß Vogelvieh?
Ready to go. Tear you to shreds. Here's a healing art. I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this.
Na was, du kannst sowas auch endlich mal?
Rising Wyvern!
Here's a healing art.
We're clean and how?
Let me take the rest of them.
Well, someone's feeling lively.
You picked the wrong fight.
Shattering me? Oh, you are gonna pay for that.
Oh, er hat Pro-Dodging Skills. Na, Alter.
I never miss. Do it. This is it.
In an instant. Impact block.
I'm on it.
Geh weg von mir.
Here, let me help. First aid.
Flame inside me.
Glacial spear. Freeze lancer.
Fury. Double demon fang.
Take it. Here's a healing art.
Eat this. I won't give up.
Au.
I'm on it. Start up.
Ja, okay, scheiß drauf, ha? Komm, geh mal runter da.
Anything in order is all mine.
Raining slash.
Eat this.
Flew away.
Talon hurricane.
Raining slash.
I'm just getting
Flew
started.
away.
Death blossom.
Raining slash.
These sticks have got your name on them.
Flew away.
Eat this.
Oh, ich wollte gerade sagen, macht's nicht, hey.
Lightning reflex.
Er ist doch eh schon fast down. So, okay, jetzt ist er ganz down.
Hey, anyone else think this might be a touch too dangerous?
Ridwell's right. We should fall back to regroup and try again later.
Was? Was? So ernst? Das war ja mal Fail, ha? Das ist ein scheiß Omega-Elixier. Ich meine, okay, die XP waren auch halbwegs gut, irgendwie mit 8000 oder so, aber... Ja. Also ich hätte mir da jetzt irgendwas, eine Waffe oder irgendeine Rüstung oder irgendwas Gutes erwartet, ja? Aber das war gerade, naja. Aber ja, es hat ja geheißen, es ist unten irgendwie leicht, aber ja. Ich glaube halt eh, dass wir da nicht hergehören gerade, also dass wir da wahrscheinlich... Ich meine, ich gehe natürlich nachschauen, was da oben jetzt abgeht. Und ich tue noch irgendwie, ich tue nicht irgendwie Tränke auffüllen oder irgendwas, weil...
It's
Ja.
just steps upon steps. Why would someone build this?
Not to live in, I'm guessing.
Right? It would take someone real kooky to build all this.
Right.
Okay, es war wirklich viel, ha? Da oben wartet sich irgendwas Fettes auf uns, ha? Muss es so sein, oder?
This astral energy is incredible.
It's so thick here. Even we can sense it.
Get ready, everybody.
I was born ready. Nothing can surprise
Na also, irgendein fetter Vogel?
me.
Ein fetter Drache? Oh, Scheiß.
There.
Ach du Scheiße. Oh mein Gott.
The hell is that?
Please tell me we don't have to fight that.
We'll worry about that later. There are things on the ground to deal with first.
Airborne beasts.
Raining slash.
Ja, wir werden schon Probleme haben mit den Vögeln da.
We got fire.
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours.
Ray!
Raining slash.
Let's get you all tucked away.
Die Frage ist, macht der Dicke gerade noch was oder kommt er erst, wenn die Kleinen alle down sind, ha?
You picked the wrong fight. Raining slash.
All good things come to an end.
Raining
That thing's headed this way.
groß das Ding, ja? Ist scheißegal. Schauen wir mal, dass wir die Kleinen schaffen. Was ist jetzt los?
Pull it together, Law.
Sorry, right. I'm calm. You're mine. You made quick work of them.
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out.
This one's mine.
Ah, ja komm, lass reviven.
I'm gonna need more of that medicine.
Ach du Scheiße, da kommt er schon. Ja, was ist hier ohne? Ey, was gehst du mir am Ohr, am Sack hier? Was, mach doch was, hey.
Here, let me help.
Was ist jetzt los?
Here, let me help. First aid! Here's a healing art. First aid!
Here I go.
Here, let me help. First aid! Here's a healing art.
Time.
Ready! First aid! Here, let me help. First aid!
Now I can let loose.
Ja, du Scheiße. Mann!
Let's welcome them. Watch the ones up above too.
Oh, schon wieder?
Here's a healing art. Here, let me help. Arrows fly. And again.
Smash you.
Burn it.
Where are you going? Run and red. The waters of creation.
Punch.
Raining
Dance, immortal droplet
flame
again.
inside me. Good.
All
Be
finish you
let
here
free.
and now. Inferno punch.
Now bring you down.
Raining splash. Can't get here.
Ja, okay.
Here's a healing art.
Take this. Burn. Inferno punch.
First aid.
I'm on a roll now. Try harder.
Forward up.
Blow away. I've let you all down.
Here's a
You'll
healing
pay
art.
for that.
First aid. I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Raining slash.
I can't heal you forever.
Ja, okay.
Gonna smart. More for the stockpile.
Wieso lebst du schon wieder?
Yours to be let free. Can't move.
Do you require a hand?
Darkness. Close one. Go see the waters of creation.
Kannst du sterben?
May a thousand gales tear you to shreds. Ready to go. Gusty nails.
Erst. Ja,
Take care of
danke.
Poodle.
Mein Gott. Na gut. Also wir wissen, dass wir da nicht mal irgendwas verloren haben gerade. Aber das ist irgendwie...
This place is rather gloomy.
Keine Ahnung. Heißt es irgendwie, dass da echt noch viel auf uns irgendwie zukommt? Kein Plan. Da haben wir immer noch diese eine scheiß Quest hier. Aber gut, scheiß drauf. Was ist jetzt los? Ich will zu einem Raumschiff. Ich glaube, wir ballern da jetzt endgültig mal hoch. Mal schauen, was da oben jetzt abgeht.
Why don't you lighten the mood for us while we're here then?
I'll see what I
Scheiß
can
auf Vieh, scheiß auf Tränke auffüllen. Oha.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Nein.
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
Von mir aus.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
Na dann. Lichtgeschwindigkeit. Oha. Sind wir recht da, ha? Ach du Scheiße, ha?
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Oh.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Na dann, auf ein neues, ha? Mal wieder mit allen labern.
Is something wrong?
No, I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, Like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry.
Ja,
I didn't mean to make you relive that.
das haben wir doch schon alles 3-mal gehört, ha?
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live, but why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
Aber ehrlich.
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too.
Ja,
Sarah.
ja.
If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this.
Ja, schön für euch beide, ha? So. Ich hoffe, dass die anderen mal weniger labern.
Hey, Alvin, listen to this. So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alvin, it must be okay.
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alpha.
Na bumm. Das war wieder sehr aufschlussreich. Danke dafür. Oh, was gibt's in dem Drecksteil noch, ha? Ein Swimmingpool, ein Fitnessraum, Heimkino.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. That should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there.
Glaube ich auch.
Alphen?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all
Ja,
right.
würde mir auch nicht schaden, mal so ein längeres Nickerchen, glaube ich, aber
Whether you meant to or not.
naja.
I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it, Alphen. Can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back
No.
when we left Menencia?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right?
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't... The world's bigger than just Menencia. If I've learned anything on this journey, and the one who brought me along was you, Alphen.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your...
I know. But whatever we've...
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh?
So. Okay. Ja, viel gibt's ja nicht, ha? Das ist ja schon Ende. Das ist ja... Also ein bisschen Fahrt. So, Energie,
Is
Junge.
everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renin ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
High Society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
What?
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so...
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion.
Oh, Menno. Wie lange spielen wir schon? Halbe Stunde, dreiviertel Stunde und nichts gemacht bis jetzt eigentlich, ha? Ja, ich hoffe irgendwie, dass das echt irgendwie noch eine ganz eigene, komplette neue Welt ist halt irgendwie. Nicht, dass wir wirklich schon so am Ende oder was sind, ha? Kein Plan. Canada?
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Na schau, ist eh gut für uns.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that, and if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too.
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden? I don't know, hence my desire to find out. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required
And you think that source might have been the Ren?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the whatever the ceremony's purpose. If preparations are underway, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so...
Ja,
Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renins. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less.
okay, dann könnte man wieder zurück, aber...
On the other side.
Ja, das anschauen den Scheiß
Thinking
da.
about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renins actually...
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zugel.
There's Zugels out here too, huh?
Okay. Also das, ja, ich hab's eh schon... Es gibt ein paar Dinge, die finde ich ganz okay, das ist recht interessant und so, aber... Ja. Oh, schaut aber was aus da, ha? Lenegis, na bitte.
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, look...
Dohalim? Is that you?
Nein.
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people...
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Geht dich einen Scheiß an.
The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, Nothing much has changed with her.
I can well imagine.
Why did you come? You know it can only result in pain.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine.
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being...
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information.
While we're at it, we could ask.
And don't forget about finding the
Let's leave the talking to Shion.
Good idea.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis.
Right. Then what?
Das war auch schon wieder so unnötig. Ja, und jetzt kommt gleich das nächste.
What could be
Bitte.
so important? It's just unbelievable. Uprooting.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning up.
But why do all this? What for?
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be.
He's right. We need
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers.
You heard him. You don't have.
Ja, es... Oh, nein, ich schaue es mir nicht mehr an. Ich habe keinen Bock mehr, wirklich. Es ist so nervig einfach. Es ist so nervig. Ohne Scheiß. Der hat mächtige Heilungsart gesehen. Tiefsten Dank. Oh, ein Rezeptchen. Na gut.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but
Schau,
my
und
skills
noch ein neues Dings. Nein, fick dich einfach.
fail in comparison.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
Steht hinter dir.
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Na gut, fahren wir da drüben dann irgendwie noch.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all been. Whatever did we do?
You really have no clue what...
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. We have no choice but to... But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the house
Yeah.
I believed?
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special...
As your lordship wishes. First, Lenegis mutates beyond. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the century.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Ja, das war ja jetzt auch wieder... Ganz ehrlich, das ist jetzt einfach nur Scheiße. Das ist einfach unnötig, ja. Das ist einfach nur unnötig. Einfach rauszögern irgendwie. Keine Ahnung. Ja. So, Mädel, du weißt was, oder?
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the sovereign... I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that...
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how?
Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you...
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters.
It's worth investigate. I shall go and assess the situation.
You'd really do that for me?
Our lot in life is of little consequence.
Oh, why yes, my lord.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information.
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They have...
You'd think that info would easily find its way up.
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some...
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here...
Yeah, that one guy even said Zoogle had stopped listening to him.
If everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will, it's the way nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them...
The Sovereign's... There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who...
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over...
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Come to think of it... Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me.
No.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that...
Hold up, what are you...
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the...
But what about trade and communication?
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. What if something were to happen to the city?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this sovereign...
Bitte haltet euer, wie viel noch?
The crown contest in thereafter. That individual is known as for how Volron factors into all this.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. Now, 300 years later, we cross paths with... That's not the only thing we have in common.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign?
I can't say for sure.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist. We never did see Volron's body. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center?
Wait a second. You don't think the ceremony can't go forward without the Renis all...
There's something else the ceremony needs.
Questions, and yet...
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits...
Then it's decided.
One of the citizens mentioned that... Let's go find it!
Mein Gott. Ich meine, ehrlich, ist nicht irgendwann einmal genug mit dem Scheiß? Wen interessiert denn das, Alter? Wirklich.
With nobody left to run the show. I mean, there's...
But Doha
only current...
Und noch mehr.
Now that I think it...
Well, yeah, to us, Dan and...
I know.
It feels...
Yeah.
If you're that... Every low end, luckily.
Mein Gott, wirklich. Ja. Lass mich irgendwas bitte mal machen. Sprich mit den Leuten. Haben wir das nicht gerade gemacht? Ohne Scheiß. Ja, der ist down. Ball safe.
Yes!
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one.
Mir geht das schon ehrlich, Alter. Es geht mir gerade so am Sack,
I
ja.
guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed, the effects of Lenegis.
Selbst wenn nicht labern sie, oder wirklich, was geht denn ab hier? Ist doch so langweilig einfach nur noch, keine Ahnung.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a
Also das ist echt der größte Minuspunkt, den ich dem Spiel
Some people
gebe.
here not only shared
Ohne
her
Scheiß.
belief, but championed it as morally right too.
Du kommst jetzt zu nix hier.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harrows changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious
Kann er
was
mich
going
bitte
on?
bewegen?
On the contrary,
Ich kann das nicht
remember,
machen. Ich kann
we
gar nichts
Renans are
machen.
raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest.
Yeah, despite the brutality.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, but their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them to...
That's what makes them the guardians of...
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threat...
Guess that makes you an even bigger...
So, Alphen, have you...
Yeah. I think Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just be...
I know what they did, but at the same time, so I guess
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were, even if they did terrible.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. I think that's something we've all...
Shion and Dohal...
And I'm going to keep doing...
Bitte, Alter. Ich schwör, ich hör gleich auf, weil ich drücke gleich Alt 4 und Scheiß drauf. Ich hab keinen Bock, Alter. Lass mich irgendwelche scheiß Vögel umhauen. Oh, was soll man jetzt machen? Noch mehr Leuten wahrscheinlich gleich labern, ne? Im nächsten Scheißviertel. Ich meine ehrlich, Alter. Ja.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself is always, in which case the current sovereign of Rena should.
Yeah, that...
So
Hanfreaked Milgras, the former lord of...
So then this Han-freaked whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Ren.
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since...
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign,
I guess over Holocom maybe, but not in the flesh.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the mother.
And that never...
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all the...
a new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't... But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception...
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a...
with any luck, the Forbidden Zone might.
No use standing around here...
Ja, dann lass doch mal aufhören zum Labern und mal irgendwas Vernünftiges machen. Das gibt's ja nicht. Ich meine ehrlich, es ist einfach... Was?
Varia.
Lass mich in
Isn't
Ruhe,
that the
Alter.
person that I was...
But why are you here? Wait, nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan...
Kill?
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either.
Not a day's go.
If killing me will bring you peace, and first, I have business that my sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to.
Sure, that's it. You're just a cat.
Halt die Fresse, sonst hack ich dich um, Alter. Und schau, und das nächste Ding. Ich schwör ehrlich, Alter, ich zucke gleich. Bla bla, ja.
I apologize that you had to.
Is it true?
Each of us have our pasts.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having...
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my.
Did you mean what you said?
She has more right to my life.
But you can't just.
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to. I have no intention
Bla
of accepting.
bla.
Besides, don't forgive me.
Jesus. Bitte lass mich irgendwelche Units umhauen. Oder mach's wenigstens spannend. Ja, wenn der Text wenigstens spannend wäre, aber. Ja, die Kunst der Konversation, aber sicher nicht. Habe ich schon erzählt, ich habe das gegoogelt irgendwie wegen den... Ach du Scheiße, ja, da mal Tofu, ha? Den alten Bastardo. Ich habe das gegoogelt irgendwie wegen den Cutscenes, ob es irgendwie nur mir so geht, aber nein, es geht nicht nur mir so. Es ist einfach zu viel, es ist einfach unnötig, es ist alles doppelt, dreifach, vierfach. Und es ist größtenteils einfach langweilig, es ist halt wirklich so.
Wow.
Yeah, it must be some...
You think? Man, these
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we... Avakir, Faria.
Tarnigan.
He was once my dearest... Despite Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a entranced by her playing.
Wen interessiert, ob sie Musik macht oder ob sie gut die Musik war, bla bla, Alter.
I would have. Now, besides,
Your praise does me...
Ist mir so scheißegal gerade.
Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways.
Ja, das haben wir auch schon 20 Mal gehört, dass wir uns gegenseitig unterstützen.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there.
Wahnsinn. So.
If they know you're with...
Oha. Das können wir sogar mal kaufen, ey. Wahnsinn. What the fuck, eine fette Karotte. Das schaut auch cool aus, ha? Das schaut auch cool aus. Oha, fettes Upgrade, aber... Ah, da haben wir schon wieder nicht genug Zeug. Ja. Haben wir auch nicht. Scheiß auf dich, ha?
me. They'll likely offer their assistance.
So, irgendwas haben wir gerade Neues bekommen. Was haben wir bekommen für ein Rezept, ha? Kein Plan. Ist eh wurscht hier. Das scheiß Gelaber, da willst du richtig angefressen. Können wir die umhauen,
Damn it.
bitte?
Lenegis soldiers.
Ja,
Anyone
ja.
can avoid fighting them?
Nein,
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be
nein,
ready.
komm. Ja.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight. Oh,
I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menencia. I command you.
Rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
Take it down!
now you see what I can do.
Get toasty!
Bird strike.
May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds! Dusty nails! That's my cue!
Shut him down. Be my guest.
Wo lebt denn der noch, ha? Also scheiße, das haben wir uns gar nicht ausgeruht, ha?
Anything in armor is all mine.
Ah, boom.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've...
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's...
They weren't in the least bit fazed by...
Indeed. They seem to recognize... And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few...
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met.
I've never seen anything...
Maybe someone doesn't want us here.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron. You're starting to...
Oh. Vielleicht sollten wir da nochmal umdrehen, ha? Und uns voll heilen. Vielleicht irgendwas zum Essen gönnen. Öffentliche Parkzone. Ich bin echt gerade irgendwie so angepisst hier, wegen nur diese scheiß Cutscene.
on the ranch.
Echt schlimm. Also. Was haben wir denn wirklich von der bekommen hier? Oh, Erfahrungsboost L, ha? Aber warum nicht, ha? 16 Minuten.
This came out so good.
Hast du gut gemacht, Rini. Was hat sie braucht? Irgendwie Milch auch. Konnte man Milch kaufen, oder? Nee, bei dir nicht. Na gut. Dann nicht. So, sind die Ritter da wieder respawned? Nein. Oder geht's ja auch weiter? Achso, das ist wahrscheinlich eh der Weg, ne? Weil, ja, da gibt's eh nichts. Oha. Neue Wölfe, ha? Kraftwölfe und Alpha-Kraftwolf.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
By the dragon flame! Vanish without a trace!
Too fast! Stand back. I'll trip it up.
See what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
Where are you going? Sweet dreams!
Raining slip!
I'll crush you!
Ja, ja.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Now I'm in the groove.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Nicht mal 1000 XP. Und das, obwohl wir einen Booster haben, auch noch. Ach du Scheiße. Was bist du, ha? Gottespilgerin. Der hat sicher urviel HP, ne? Ja, ich glaube nicht, dass sie das umhauen wird. Ich glaube auch nicht, dass 20.000 Schaden macht. Ha? Ja. Das waren was? 5.000 Schaden? So, hast du eine Schwachstelle? Ne.
Here, let me help. Roar! First aid! I can carve through armor! More protection! My judgment!
Right up slack! You'll pay for that!
These fists have got your name on them!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Try harder!
Resuscitation! Here's a healing art! I've still got some fight left in me!
Eat this!
We're good to go!
Strike! Blew away!
Inferno punch! Here's a healing art!
I'll finish with you now!
The waters of creation! May a thousand gales tear you to shreds!
Blew away!
Rusty nail! Here's a healing art! First aid! Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Oh. So, was kriegen wir da?
Everyone's still in one piece?
1000 XP, das ist doch nicht euer Ernst, ha? Das ist alles so... Alles so unbalanced irgendwie.
I won't forgive you! May a thousand gales tear you to shreds! Here, let's go!
No shield can stand up to these fists!
Bring him down!
Firmament render!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that! First aid!
Sorry.
But this fight ends here!
Now, Asuna!
Right! May a thousand
Look sharp!
lightning fighter blade! Vanquish darkness!
Its armor's too strong.
Then I'll split it open!
Be my guest!
Escape my judgment!
Orochi's fury!
Ray! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Ja. Oha, was bist du für ein Dicker? Kraftpfleger.
Get in, get out!
Getting started! I really don't give up, do they? There! How's this?
I'm on it!
That's my cue!
Leave the ensnared.
Take it!
Swallow down!
Divine creation! Dance, immortal droplet!
Macht die Rika Brinwell, ne? Macht dieses fette Kamehameha-Scheiß da, aber es macht auch keinen Schaden. Ach Gott, hey. Erdbeerkuchen. Oh, blauen Balken. Schnell. Oh, scheiße. Ah, egal. Das geht eh nicht mehr aus. Warte. Ah, da komme ich doch gerade her.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
Ja. War eh klar, dass ich nicht vorbeikomme. Dass halt einfach alles keinen Schaden macht. Ah. Vielleicht sollte ich irgendwie Schwierigkeitsgrad umstellen oder so, ha? Dass die weniger HP haben, dass es einfach weniger, also nicht so lange dauert. Oder ich nehme endlich mal meine Level-Up-Dinger, ha? Aber dann wird es, glaube ich, zu einfach. Oh. So, mal down gehen endlich.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand.
Dann kriegen wir 1000 XP, das ist doch auch komisch, ha?
And if that's the case.
So, da ist so ein Sackgasse, das heißt, wir schauen jetzt danach. So, einfach nur ein normaler Gegner, ne? Ein einzelner normaler Gegner. Ach du Scheiße. Eigentlich wollte ich sie auf einen anderen machen, aber hat nicht so geklappt, wie ich mir das vorgestellt habe. Bleib doch mal da, ha?
right to me.
Ist mein Salbe? Da. Maximal KP deutlich. Keine Ahnung. Voll daneben hier.
Here's a healing here.
Sorry, but this fight ends here.
Now, Asuna!
Irgendwie wird es echt ein bisschen langweilig gerade, muss ich zugeben. Aber weil du einfach nichts Neues irgendwie lernst. Oder nichts, was irgendwie gut ist. Keine Ahnung. Die haben so viel HP, ich kann ja nicht irgendwelche Crap Spells und Down machen. Da werden wir nie fertig. Da, 9000 Crit. Ich bin froh, dass wir den wenigstens haben, den Spell, da.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Alter, wie viele?
Let me help. Freezing storm. Me 1,000 gales. You won't bow out night. Then you leave me
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dragon
I'm only getting started.
No further!
Here, let me help.
Let me see what I can do! Raining slap!
Confiscated.
Super swallow dead! Raining storm!
Explosion. Here to eat dirt. Where are you going? The waters of creation. Dance in mortal flame of fury. Dance in mortal droplets.
Nothing back! Now or never!
Here's a healing arm. Stockpile. First aid. I can hurt all day. Here. First aid.
Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade!
Here's a healing arc. Dragon
Any more of this and I'll burn out.
Pull myself together.
Storm! That frickin' does it!
Alter, beruhig dich doch mal.
Serpent knuckle!
They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
Oh, Money. Ja. Das war's wieder mit unserer ganzen HP. 560 HP haben wir und trotzdem. Aber gut, wir sind da eh durch. Beam mich ab, Scotty. Oder so. Ende, ha?
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
Ach so, okay.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was sovereigns only.
Alphen,
Ja. Achso, ich kann einfach durchgehen, ha? Mach auf. No?
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Ugh. Oh, scheiße. Flashbacks.
Alphen,
You again.
tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Hat sie gesagt. Du warst ja dabei gerade, oder?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just so that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling
scheiße,
what can happen in here.
Aber genau rechtzeitig, ha? Na gut. Was Schönes, Großes erwartet uns da gleich, ha? Das kann ja kein Zufall sein. Keiner da? Oh.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Okay, ist sie die rote Frau vielleicht, ha? Was kommt denn da Schönes?
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
Gepeinigte Glieder.
I've never known Faria to control Doodles like that before.
Na bumm. So, hast du eine Schwachstelle? Ja.
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Dougals, then we get some answers. Aim for the weak spot. The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
Here I go.
Blew away! I'm on it! Blew away!
That'll bring you down.
Take this! Talent score! Flaming thrust! Sorry, but this fight ends here.
Jo, schau mal den Damage gerade an, ha? 110 Treffer, 50.000 Schaden. Normal müsste das Ding gleich mindestens Hälfte HP weg haben. Wollen wir wetten, das ist nicht so? Ja. Irgendwas stimmt da auch nicht.
Now, while it's reeling, blew away! Raining flash! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Blew away! Raining flash! Burn! Get awesome! Blew away! Raining flash!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
The waters of creation.
Blew away! Raining flash! Blew away! You're done! Raining flash!
None shall escape that move.
Sword rain out! Here comes the big one!
Here's a healing divine. A freezing storm.
You'll pay for that!
Here, I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
geil ist denn das, ha? Was ist denn das, Rini, ha? Was hast du denn da Fettes auf einmal? Ist das, ha? Großen Lichtstrahl abfeuert.
From death's abyss. Dance, immortal droplet.
No.
Here's a healing art. Armor won't save you. I never miss. Vanquish darkness. Now I'm in the groove. Science instant. Divine here. Vanquish darkness.
I'm sorry.
Und nicht mal das macht irgendwie wirklich Schaden.
Freezing storm. Ice tornado.
Ja, du solltest heilen und nicht Eistornado machen. Hier.
I'm almost impressed.
Und mir das Reviven.
I said almost. Don't get carried away. Can't get out of this. It's over. Dance is over. Right, watch out. Frigid does it. First seal. No, can't get here. You're mine. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Art seal. Resuscitation. Here's a healing. Not in your dreams. Not done yet. Vanquish darkness. None shall escape my presence. Divine. Vanquish darkness. Prepare to be sealed. Divine. No getting up, please. I'm ready. Not done yet. Sharpness.
400 Schaden, weißt du? Das ist sogar schwach dagegen. Also einfach lächerlich. Okay, schaffen wir das noch, ha? Oder muss ich reviven, ha? Ah, wir schaffen das, oder? Ja, attack doch mal low. Oha. Da geht er down. Ah.
Now it's just her. Faria, can you hear me? Faria.
She's preparing another summoning.
Nein.
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Nein.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Hätte sie nicht vorher auf den scheiß Kern schießen können, ha, Shione?
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case,
I'll take her off your hands.
you? Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnagan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Hoffe ich auch.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, struck back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnagan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall...
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The forbidden...
Shion.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what...
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on. What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
Oh. Okay.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way. Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns. Just when I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens. I'm determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
Na, ich bin gespannt, ha? Sollen wir uns noch heilen? Ja, das wäre nicht schlecht. Ist mir irgendwie echt schon am Ende jetzt? Du willst aber, dass wir den Scheiß anschauen,
Tell
ha?
me, Dohalim.
And what skill would...
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become...
I'm afraid I don't quite
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people rap.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are...
So there is an act to...
Now you've got me curious.
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be.
What? They look up?
Hey! I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so serious.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seem that way. The question is, who?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty...
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us.
There's no question.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something.
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted?
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of mess?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will...
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway?
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years.
The strength of their intent.
Naja, sehr mysteriös alles. So, was
Hold
gibt's?
up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
Okay. Ich wollte zwar geradeaus weitergehen, aber kein Problem. Spiel.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
For the people of Lenegis, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, sovereigns and forbidden zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Und die nächste Cutscene.
I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure taking the form of a Danan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign?
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the master cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renin citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renins are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index,
Ja, das sind dann wohl wir, ne?
NA. Given name, Alphen.
Ja, du kommst aus dem Reagenzglas, Junge.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renin homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can.
Na, sicher nicht.
I'll do that.
Nein.
So this is where Alphen became the sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey!
Oh. Ich lese mir nicht durch. Ihr könnt irgendwie Pause oder so drücken und dann... Nur? Ich werde es mir irgendwann mal durchlesen, aber jetzt gerade habe ich irgendwie... Ja.
It looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them.
Und habe ich irgendwas davon, wenn ich mir das alles da durchlese? Huh? Ich glaube, wir lassen es. Huh?
They might contain valuable information.
Ja, ja. Ach Gott. Oh nein, die Maske.
Naori,
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Alphen. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... Lenegis will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She...
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it.
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch.
That's right. No good can come from...
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
So. Was gibt's denn da Schönes, ha? Irgendwelche overpowerten Items mal? Na. Gar nichts. Aber da drüben vielleicht, ha? Keine Ahnung, hier das Ultra Master Herrscherschwert vielleicht, ha? Ach, scheiß Kraftschmankerl. Ah ja.
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renaissance was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renaissance isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Das so gut ist?
Naori. What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant, assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be.
Var klar, ne?
The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen the Sovereign was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse on to my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danon voice speaking through her?
Oha, wir haben neues Zeug, ha?
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns.
Yay!
Shion.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Rennis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena and...
Yeah, we can protect the world.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shion. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard... So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal... There are a lot of things you still want to do.
Yeah, it's such... I know that we've... And it's for my sake.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you.
Good. I'll keep on fighting until our future.
Boah. Das gibt's auch noch. Da gibt's auch noch was. Scharlachrote Kriegsmaid. Boah. Was? Strandkönigin. Noch mehr? Strandheld, ha? Oh mein Gott. Dunkler Krähendämon. Okay, wir kriegen jetzt alle was, ne? Scheiße, wo nehme ich die ganzen Punkte daher, ha? So, jetzt wenigstens mal irgendwie was overpowered ist, ja? Das wäre mal geil. Komm, ey, wir schauen uns das eh gleich an. Alter Schwede, ja, das einzige Geile bei ihr ist halt, haben wir so viel Punkte. Aber egal, wir fangen bei mir an. So, na und? Das ist neu, oder? 40 durchdringen. Oder ist es wirklich neu? Ah, die da oben sind neu, ha? Jo, das Strandheld. Boah, so was haben wir da? Erhöhte BA, erhöhte Boostanzeige, erhöhte Boost. Ja, verstärkter Gegenangriff. Mach ich doch lieber das da, ha? Erhöhter kritischer, auf jeden Fall. Hier Schwachpunkt. Okay, was haben wir mit dir, ha? Elementarverteidigung. Crappig. Elementarangriff. Immer wenn es satt, ha? Okay. Also wir sollten immer was Kochdingens, einen Kochbuff haben, ha? Stürmischer Nagel. Elementarangriff. Leider haben wir nicht genug Punkte für alles. So, was haben wir da drüben noch? Schulmädchen durchdringen, aber... Okay. Dunkler Wind. Angriff 50. Na gut. So, was hast du da? Durchdringen 50, erhöhter Schaden, kritische... was auch immer. Was haben wir da drüben noch? Okay. Ja, und du bist eigentlich hier scheißegal, ha? Gehen wir es halt aus. Ja. Oh! Ein Schwert für den auserwählten Herrscher. Es entlockt ihm seine verborgenen Kräfte, um die Gasbeschwörungszeremonie durchzuführen. Zeremonielle Kleidung. Okay, jetzt komm, ha. Achso, wir haben es glaube ich eh schon. Das hat man vorher, ha? Naja. Bisschen was, ha? Ah, das schaut aber echt hübsch aus. Du kriegst kein neues hier. Ja, aber irgendwie mag ich trotzdem was anderes, ha? Schaut einfach nicht gut aus. Na, bleiben wir dabei. Die Frau ohne Mauern.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
Ja, schön für uns, ha? So, das obere. Wäre es nicht geil, wenn jetzt irgendwie nochmal so eine komplett neue Welt kommen würde? Es kann doch irgendwie nicht das Ende gerade sein, so, weil wenn es irgendwelche Vögel gibt, die Level 66 sind, bin ich mal 50, muss da irgendwie noch genug kommen, oder? Ich hoffe mal.
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
Ich nicht.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
Meine shiny Rüstung. Aha. Na schau, von rot zu grün.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
Okay. Oh fuck, oder?
We're a long way from the residential quarters now. It looks completely different.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, this place, it reminds me more of being back inside the wedge.
Except the Danan astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago. Or perhaps even further back. Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence? Artistic circles?
When a preference is indulged to its extreme, it descends into kitsch, eccentricity for the sake of it. I'd be happy to illuminate you further.
No.
That depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Shut up!
Okay. Neu. Aber ich würde sagen, was da sich irgendwie abspielt, schauen wir uns beim nächsten Mal an, ja, weil keine Ahnung, heute ist irgendwie nicht so guter Tag, dieses ganze Blabla, das macht irgendwie echt aggro, aber egal. Ja, ich hoffe, es hat euch trotzdem gefallen, danke fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal.